Hi everyone, this is Devansh. I'm going to teach you Publisher. Objective of this training is to train you within 2 hours and take you from beginner to advanced level. I'll be giving you a walkthrough on Publisher, covering different kind of templates that are available. I will be walking you through on various options that we have available under various tabs like Home, Insert, Page Design, View, etc. So let's begin with from the basic. Let's check how to start Publisher. You can hit on Windows button on your computer, write Publisher, and it will show up. I have Publisher 2013. When you will start Publisher, this is the kind of screen that you will get. You see, you have few of the options which are available. I have blank in portrait, then I have in landscape. I have few which are like really used by people, cards, cookbook, birthday posters. I can click on more templates to see more templates. Now if you scroll down, you see there are few which are easily available. If you are in communication department or HR department or marketing, designing, you will be using a couple of these templates very frequently. But let me assume that you are a manager of a team and you are going to use it one of a time. You might be interested to look at flyers or creating a certificate like a thank you certificate, email newsletter. So I can pin it. Thank you certificate, I can pin it. Thank you card, I can pin that. And flyer, I can pin that. Now, as I have pinned all those, they will be really available for me whenever I'll start. Now, let's go to options. Under options, I have general. Under general, you see my name is Devansh Rasya. My initial is DC. I can change that. Show mini toolbar on selection. I will show you what it is, but by default it is checked. And this is a small toolbar that you get if you right click. Select something and right click, you'll get this mini toolbar. Let's go to proofing. Autocorrect option. Autocorrect option is something that helps you when you're making small mistake. Like if you type YUOR, it will automatically correct to YOUR, correct spelling. If you type YTOU or YUO, it will automatically correct. We can add our own, like I have added USA, and it will automatically change to United States of America. We will show and do it. United States of America. So if I type USA and I press space, it will automatically change to United States of America. You can add your own. And here are a couple of things that it shows. Correct accidental use of caps lock key. So if you have caps lock and you're typing something, if you press escape, it will automatically change to the proper case. Click on add. It's done. Press OK. There are few more options. Ignore words which are in uppercase, ignore words that contains number, file addresses, email addresses and all. Save. Save is the option where we can actually define that whether it should auto recover. Auto recover can also be stated as auto save. Within 10 minutes, within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we can define it over here. Language by default for me it's English. Under advanced, you have various options available. You can define that what should be the range, what should be the margins and things by default. And we have print, use XPS enhanced print path when available. Customize ribbon. You will not have developer checked. Click on check. If you click on check, you'll have one more option available here. Right now it is not available because we have to check and we have to click OK. It will be available just after view. Let's go to quick access toolbar. In a quick access toolbar, we have three. I want to add, let us say, cut option. I'm going to use cut. I'm going to use email recipient a lot, and I'm going to use cut a lot. I can add cut. I can use email recipient. I can add. I'm not going to use undo redo. I can remove it. You see these options, undo and redo will go off. Let me click on OK. See, those are gone. Now cut and email option have come. Save is enabled, email option is available, cut is not enabled because there is nothing that I have selected to cut. Let me go back to file. So this is how you come, you have new, open, share, export, close. You click on share, we have option to share the current page, send as attachment, send as PDF. Let's go to info. Under info, I have edit business information. Let me click on that. Individual name, let me write my name, Devansh Charasia. My title is my business name is, let's say, XYZ. My primary address is India. My phone number is, let this be my phone number for now. I don't have fax. My email is devansh.chaurasiya@yahoo.com. Okay, I don't have any logo. I have tagline. What's tagline? Just write tagline. My tagline. Canada logo, I don't have it. Click on save. Update publication. Done. Options we have already checked. Okay. Now, here I conclude my first session of the training. In our next session, I'll be covering a few more options that we have under home, insert, page design, billing, review, view, developer, help. We'll be covering home. So these options are called tabs, and under that it's called, let me use the annotation, give me a moment please. So this is called tab, and this is called ribbon, and this ribbon is very specific to the tab that we have selected. For home we'll have a different ribbon, and insert will have a different ribbon. All right guys, I'll see you in the next session. Thank you. This is Devansh. Bye bye. Hi guys, this is Devansh. Welcome to the second session for MS Publisher. In the first session, we had a walkthrough on Publisher and discussed various options available in the backstage. Let me cover home. Let's go to Publisher. So when we start Publisher, we by default land on the first page. Now, what if I have to insert another page? I can come to insert and I can insert a blank page, insert a duplicate page, or I can use the third option, insert page. If I use the third option, I have option whether I want to insert page before or after the current page. I also have option if I want to insert multiple pages. Here, let me insert 4 page, and I have option to insert create a text box on each page. So insert a page with a text box. I click OK. Now I have 4 pages is created after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 4 pages should have a text box. You see right here, the first page did not have a text box. These pages have text box. Let us say I am on the first page and I want to go to the fifth page directly. I will press Ctrl G. Ctrl G is for go to. I press 5 and I go to the fifth page like this. If I need to delete a page, let's say I want to delete the very first page, I click on, let me delete the fifth page. I click on fifth page, I right click and I can delete. It will ask me whether I want to delete. Yes, no. I click no, I don't want to delete it. I want to move it. Move it where? Before page number 2 I can move. But the easier way to move is just left click, hold and drag and drop. Right? I drag it and I drop it. The easier way to find this out, let me write something. My name is Chorustia. Font is very small, so I want to select all that I have written. So I will press Ctrl A to select all. Come to home. Under home, I have few options. This option, let me use some color to show this. Give me one moment. So this is for cut, copy and format painter. Paste is not available because we have not copied anything. This box is for font. This is for alignment largely and bulleting, numbering, this textile. Here, this we will be covering in the next session of insert. And then few more options. Wrap text we will be covering, but bring to forward and send backward will be covering in insert itself. Now, to select all, I will do Control A. To increase the font, I will click here and I will click on 72, or let me select 48. And I don't want Calibri, so I will select Biome Light. I don't like Biome Light. I want to go back to the previous stage. So I will press Control Z or Control C. I'm back to Calibri. I don't like Calibri. I want to go back to Biome, which is a step forward, right? To move forward, I'll press Control Y. To move back, I press Control Z. Now, I want to increase the spacing in between these. So I will use this character spacing. I check this, I type very tightly, so this is how it looks. I press tight, normal, loose, very loose. I can make it bold, Control B. I can make it italics, Control I. I can underline, Control U. Subscript is superscript. In the same way, let me do Control Z, Control C this, and Control V, and then press Enter, Control B again. Now I'm selecting it all, reducing the font size by 36. And let me show you how to increase the spacing vertically. So till now, we were just seeing horizontal now. So this is two paragraph. So this was for here horizontal and this is for vertical. Line spacing, I want 1.5, I want 2.5, it'll just increase. Right? Let me go back to 1 or maybe 1.5. That's a line spacing. And this is for paragraph spacing. So where my paragraph is changed, if it is difficult to check, I can use this like back P. So it shows that this is where my paragraph changed. Now, if I do 8, it's slightly increased. If I do 10, it increased. If I do 12, it increased further. So this is how I can increase the space between the paragraph. Now, if I need to do bulleting, I can do bullet. I can change that to number or ABCD. So here we have all the options. And here we have few more options for numbering. I can click here and I can use couple of options that we have available. Intent list by 1 centimeter. I can increase to 3 and you see there's an intent in between the number and from where the line starts. You see? Let me do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z to go back to normal. All right. So we checked how to insert or delete a page, go to page formatting, alignment. All right. Let me. So this is my alignment symbols. Right now everything is left aligned. Let me press this back P again to get rid of this mark. So right now everything is left aligned. I can make it middle aligned. If I select all, I can make it middle aligned. If I make it right aligned to look like this, I can make it proper alignment. Right? So for most of the professional purpose, we use this proper alignment. Column. So right now you see everything is in just there's just one column. It starts from my and it goes till the end of the page. Right? What if I want to write like in a newspaper you have columns. I want two columns. So I can go to columns. Right now it is one column. You see this is highlighted. I can go to two column. Now it is in two column. I can make it three column. So we don't have enough of characters for three column, but this is right now three column. To show you how to go for three column, let me write some new text. Okay. Let me copy this. Just here what is big. Let me get rid of it. Let me make it. Let me copy paste this to 2. Reduce the size and let me try to put that. Okay, there is some more here. Let me put that in two column. So this is how it looks. This is more visually clear how it will look. I can make it in three column. So it will look like this. So that's the entire concept of column. I can use different styles, different font style you have available over here. You can import style. If you use this, if you use this, you are free. There are multiple over here. Painter. Let us say I highlight my name, this part as bold. Okay, okay, bold. Let us say I highlight this part as blue. Let's make it red and underlined. I want this also as the same font. So what I can do, I can do it one by one, or I can just click here somewhere which I like how I want it to be. I can click here. I can pick up the. I can copy this format and I can paint it by just dragging it over whichever area I want to paint it with the same font. Now you see, I copied it and I painted it over here. But as soon as my painting finishes, as soon as I finish my dragging of the paint brush, my format brush is gone. What if I want to paint the same font over here also? What will I do in that case? So let me demo you that. But before that, I will do Control Z so that I undo whatever I've done. Let me select here again. Last time I clicked once to pick the format painter. I'll click it twice. Now I can paint this and I still have my paintbrush. I can paint this. I still have my paintbrush. I can paint this with the same font. I still have my paintbrush. It will be there unless until I press keep. Okay. So we checked how to insert a delete page, go to formatting, alignment, find and replace. Okay, find and replace. Let us say I want to replace the name Devansh. I want to find where is Devansh in this doc. So I do Control F, I type Devansh, and I click on find next. Oh, it found here. I click again, find oh, it found here. What if I keep on, it will find it everywhere. Now I say I want to find Devansh, small d, I'm still able to find. But the time I press on match case, then if I say find, it is not able to find. We couldn't find what you're looking for. It's because I'm matching the case. I'm saying find Devansh with exactly the same case, small d, everything small. We don't have any Devansh spelling written with a small d. Match whole word only. Now let us say if I press on this match whole word, it is not able to find because I'm not leaving any gap between Devansh and Jerusia, right? Now, if I want to do replace, instead of find for Control F, I will press Control H for replace. So find Devansh, don't match the case, whatever case is there available or present on the in the text, find that and replace it with Columbus. Columbus. Now find next. It found replace. Or I can say replace all. It will just find everywhere Devansh and it will replace. We are finished searching the publication and you see everywhere wherever it was written Columbus, sorry Devansh, it has changed it to Columbus. Okay. Alright guys, in the next session we have a lot to cover in insert. That's the largest part. I'll see you in the next session in that case. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Hi guys, this is Devansh. Welcome to the third session of MS Publisher training. In the first session, we had a walkthrough on MS Publisher, various options available on the backstage. We also edited the business information, checked what is quick access toolbar. In the second session, we covered on how to insert a page, delete page, move page, jump onto another page, various options that we have available in formatting, including alignment, uh, paintbrush, bulleting, numbering, super and subscripts. In this session, we will we will cover what are the various options we have available under insert that include text box, inserting a table, picture, grouping them, the option that we have available for advertisement, what is the scratch area, how to insert a shape, how to insert hyperlink, header, footer, and various options related to that. Okay, so let's get started. I have shaped twice, so let me delete one. Okay, let's assume that we are on this page and I want to add a text box. So when I say I want to add, I mean I want to insert a text box. So I come to insert and I click on draw a text box. I can add a text box like this. And I can write, I can hold it here, drag it a little, and with this plus sign, I can move it up and down and place it appropriately, however I want. Now, if you see, if I unselected, I have these options available. But the time I select this, I have few more options available. If you take a look, I have shape format and text box, right? Now let us say that I type here something, um, and I increase the size by pressing Control and big bracket close, which is after P. And let me duplicate it for the sake of saving some time. I went on copy pasting, so which basically means I have pasted much more than what this text box can hold. It's still pasting. Okay, now you see I have pasted much more than what a text box can hold, so I have these red box next to it. Now I come to insert, let me go to text box, which is, these are the floating or contextual tabs. So shape format, and I have text box. I come to text box, I go to this very first option, text fit. If I click on best fit, see it is working, and this is how it best fits. So it will select its own best font possible. If I click on shrink text on overflow, so right now it is not overflowing, but if I keep on typing and if it will, like, let me do it, Control V, Control V, Control V. Now you see it is shrinking the text because it is overflowing, and it will keep on shrinking, but it will keep on fitting. Okay. Now another option that we have available is grow text box to fit. I don't want to use it. This means that if I keep on typing, it will just keep on increasing the text box. Do not out of it. I want to click on best fit, but at the same time, I will delete some of the text so that it is easily readable. Okay. And you see demo and I are together. The easiest way I know is I do Control C, which is copy. I do Control H, which is find and replace. I do Control V, so I paste it here. I do Control V again, replace with, so find demo I, replace with demo I. But why? What I can do is I can put a space in between, and I do replace all. Searching your publication. Now it is done. You see I added a space in between demo and I. So I will be teaching a couple of options, but it is you who has to decide which one to use when, which is the best way possible to move forward in your work with all the skills that you're learning. Now let me pick change text direction. Now if I want to change the text direction, it's just next to it. I tap this, I change the direction. Like it's just a click away, and I come back. I press it again, I press it again. Now under here also you have these options available. The font size, bold italics, underline, superscript, subscript, increase the spacing, the color is like I select all and I want it in red because everything is round. I can use that. I don't want to do that. Another thing, there are few options over here which is very specific to the text. Like right now it is top left aligned. This is middle aligned, top middle aligned. How you see top is, let me select this, do not autofit, and let me delete some so that does not autofit. Okay. Now the reason why I deleted is right now we are seeing top, middle, and this is top left. This is middle left, middle, middle right, this middle bottom. So you can decide which one to use. Column, I have already given a demo. Right now we don't have enough of text to put that into 2 column or 3 column, but we have seen that in our previous session that we can type the same thing. Let me demo you that. Let me do Control C and Control V, Control V. Previous 2, I can change that into 2 column, and this is how it will look. I can also do couple of, I can select all this. I can change the font text, something like this. But so there are various options available for the text shape, right? We don't want to jazz that up, so let it be text outline. Outline you which color do you want, and text fill. Word spacing we have captured. So for word spacing, I select all, I go to home, and this is for my word spacing, this option which I had demoed earlier, and this is for my vertical spacing, and this option is for my paragraph spacing. Wherever the para changes, I can use this symbol and it will tell me that where is the para changing. I'm doing Control Z to go back to my normal stage. Top left is this. I've already demoed how to do best fit, shrink and grow options. It is right over here in the text box, right over here. Now let's say I want to do a couple of very specific formatting. I right click on it and I go to format text box. I have various options over here: size, layout, text box. Right now it is top. I can do middle, the same thing which I gave you demo. How much margin should be available? This is the margin. The top is the top left is this margin. This is left, this right, top and bottom. How much margin we are leaving? We are leaving equal margin on right, left, up, top, bottom. 0.1016 centimeter. Okay. Right now our option here we had selected do not autofit, so that's why it is do not autofit. Rotate text within auto shape by 90 degree. This is that text direction option. Right. Let me go for color and lines. You have various colors available which are available here as well. But fill effect, I want to fill, not gradient. I can pick a couple of gradients over here, but I don't want to use gradient. I want to picture or texture. I want a texture. I want to use this newsprint, and I click on OK, and I click on OK. So this is how it will look, right? So you're free to use various options which I have provided. Just right click, go to format text box, and you will get all those options. Table. Let me go to another page. I click here. I already have a text over here. I don't want text. Let me delete that. and let me demo you for table. Now to insert a table, I need to actually go to table and how many columns do I want? One, two, three, four. I want four columns and I want five rows. So one is the one that I've selected. Two, three, four, five. I can insert a table like this, 4 and 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's when you want to insert a small table. What if I want to insert big table? So I come here, insert, I define, I want 5 rows and 6 or 4 columns. Or I can write 15, 20, whatever number of rows and columns required. And then I press on OK. I reach the same stage over here. Now, all the numbers are very close to the border. Let me increase the size. So I select it, I select all the table and I can fill it with yellow. Line color is available and I want the border like this, border all around. So this is how it will look, right? Or I can just double click it and I come back to the same area. And I have few inbuilt options for formatting of the table available. I pick this. And now, though I have picked the style for the table, I double click it and I want to increase the size. Layout is right here. This is to define the width of the table and height of the table and width of the table. I can rotate it to 90 degree, another 90 degree. How to increase the size? So what I do is I select the entire table. I go to home here. I go to home here. I select the entire cells of the table. I go to 36, table 26, right? So I have not typed anything. Let me delete everything which is there, all these symbols. Insert. Let's pick the table. And now let's increase it. So when we insert a table, we can actually type one, let me write sales region sales rep. Sales rep is A, B, C, region is AMS. I can go to view, see the whole page. EMEA, AMS, sales is let's say $100, $200, $300. But everything is like, I want everything in the middle, so I can select it all. I can right click and go to format table. Then format table, if you see, it says no fill effect. I can fill effect gradient, picture texture, like the way we used last time. Let's just demo that. I don't want it, I'm just demoing it. You can right click again and we have option cut, copy, paste, insert. I can insert on the left one more table. So how it decided that it will fill in exactly of the same size? Because we have selected the whole table. If I had selected only one row and one column, it would have filled that. Let me do control there. Right click, insert, delete, select cell, column, row, or table, delete text, object, building blocks, save as picture. I don't want to do that. Format table, click here. Cell properties. I want everything in the middle. So right now it is top. Select this, I click on middle, or I click on bottom. I want it in the middle. And it is very close to the border, these text. I want it little far away from the border on the left, also on the from the border on the right, from the border on the top, from the border on the bottom. And then I click on OK. Oh, looks like I had not selected all. Now I go for middle and I press 1 centimeter for all. Click on OK. Now everything is done correctly. I can also drag this, like hover on it and fix it. Right? So this is how we are formatting the shape. I can also select this, just the top. I can right click, format table, and I want to rotate this to 90 degree. So this, only this part will rotate to 90 degree. Or I can rotate to 270 to get on the other side of rotation. I do Control Z. I come back over here. Picture. Let us say I want to insert some picture. I go to insert, I go to picture, and I have some picture. Okay, if you can make $1, you can make 1,000,000 more. So I inserted a picture like this. Went to insert and I clicked on picture and I selected a picture. Right now, I can select this picture and I can, right now, if you see, it is on the table. I can send it backward just by here. When the picture is selected, this new contextual tab is selected or it just highlighted. I can send the picture backward. Oh, now I don't like it. I don't need it like this. I want the entire picture. So I can select the picture. I can bring it forward. Correct? Now I can use this to correct the picture color. Picture correction. I can do Control Z to go back to my previous stage. So I have various options available here. I can recolor. I want it like this. Set transparent color. If you select that, you get a pencil like icon. And if I hit on this coat, so whoever was wearing coat and was in kind of black color, it will go for transparent. Right? Now I can also set it as a background. But before I set it as a background, let me show you how to crop it up. So 2013 has this new option. I can just crop it up. I can click here. Now these corners are highlighted, and let us say I just want the first top part. If you can make $1, so I drag it and I put it like this. Now, and I click outside, it's cropped. Now I have only this part of the picture which is available. Correct? If I want it full back, I can do Control Z, but let me not do that. There are a few more options which are available for picture. I can select that. I can put in a portrait, oval. There are a few more options, different kind of options, 3D kind of options, but I don't need that. Let me do Control Z. There's rotation over here under format itself. Rotate 90 degree. Control Z. Picture border. I wanted a red border. See, now we have a red border. I am under format. This is very specific to picture. If I unselect picture, this option will go off. So I don't want the border, no outline. There are more options available. The thickness of the line, I can select 6. Now I have a thicker red border. To then caption. For this photo, I want to add a caption on the top. The caption is go make a million. Go make a million. That's the caption. This is how I put the caption. I put it on the top. You're free to put it on the bottom or maybe on the, yeah, go to the bottom. So let's make it 36. Go make a million. I can drag this box a little. All right. Now let us say I have this picture. Let me remove the caption. No caption. I just want this picture. I copy this and I paste it over here. Now I go to wrap. Wrap text is already square. Wrap text type. So right now it is already in line. I can tap the text to the square. Actually, I need to fix this. Already fixed. Now all right. Let's say I want to group my photo and my table. So I select this and I select this and I right click. I won't get that option. Let me insert another photo. Let me insert this person reading. Select this and I select this and I right click and I group. I'm not, this is a group option. Now you see this is, I can cut it. I come to the next page and I paste it. You see now it is not behaving as a different picture. It is a group. I can handle it in one go. But I have option to right click and I ungroup it. Let me ungroup. The area on the side is called the scratch area, where I can keep my couple of things which I require in and out again and again. I can drag it over here and I can drag it over here. These are my scratch area. I can keep it over here. I need not to always go to my picture and select the picture. Correct? I can just, if I'm here, I need this picture, I can just drag it. There is another option called advertisement. Let us say I am creating an advertisement to make sure people read, but people are not reading, so I am giving them 10% free offer. I select the free offer and I drag it. Free offer. I have more inbuilt options. Off. If it is free, it means it's 100% off. Now, let me show you that if I want to type something, like a full page and it is typed somewhere. So I can copy paste that, or I can also insert a file. I can go to insert and go to desktop and I click on this Thailand blog. Now, if you see, we had only 4 pages. This was the last page. It automatically filled into other pages, right? So this is how you can bring in your text. I don't need it. Let me go ahead and delete. Go ahead and delete this. All right, header and footer. So let me use this one. So to insert a header or a footer, I just come to insert, I go to header, and what is the header that I want? Let us say I want header as company name. Okay, and apply to all the pages, not only the current page, but all the page. And I click on close master page. I can insert a date right here. Let me do Control Z and I press a tab. If I press tab, it just comes to the middle. If I press tab, it will come on the extreme right. See? Because that's the only option that we have available. Extreme left, middle, right. So company name, I want on extreme left. I want date on in the middle. You want to put date on the left and company name in the middle, and then I press tab and I want page number on the right, and I press close master page. And then I go to insert and I go to footer, and in footer I want to insert time. I press tab and come in the middle. I press insert number. I press in the middle and I press date. I'm just showing you, I'm just giving you a demo that how you can use it. This is how you add a footer and you add a header. And I click on close. This is how your page looks like. Go to view, go to whole page. It will show you the whole page. So I have company name, I have date, I have number. Here I have date, number in the middle, and date again. Sorry, time, and then number and then date. All right. Now you see all these pages are single pages that we see. But how will it look like if there are 2 pages open side by side? Now, before I get into that, I missed to inform you that for these scratch area, if you will print, you will get only this part in the printing. So let me do a Control P, which is a shortcut for printing. You see, it's not going to print the scratch area. It's only going to print on which is on the main page. And here I can decide in the pages if I need to print all the page or page print selection. For print selection, I can define if I want to print 1 to 4 or just page number 1. How many pages do I want to print? 1 page per sheet. I want to print in letter or in a legal format. I want to print one side or manual 2-side printing. And the color composition. I want in color, I want in black and white. And then print it. If you have the printer installed. I don't want it, so I'm pressing escape and I come back to this page. Hyperlink. Okay, before we get into the 2-page spread. So if you remember, if I am on single page, it looks like these 4 pages. If I get into 2-page, so 2-page you must understand we will have the single page and then 2-page and again 2-page. But let me duplicate this. But to duplicate that, I can come here and I can insert a duplicate page, right? So it's not that I inserted a duplicate page, that is why it's 2. So it's the first page and then we will have 2 and 3, and then we have 4 and 5, and 5 and sorry 6 and 7, 8 and 9. So this is how it will go in a book, right? That's why we see 2 pages side by side. Now remember business information we had already added. That's why you see the business name, my individual name as Iman shows here, job title as EL, organization name, everything. Hyperlink. Now let me give you a demo. Let me go to let me add a hyperlink over here. If you click it, if you click this, I want to put a link. I can put a hyperlink over here. Let me try doing. Let me go to the single page. It's slightly slow. Okay, let me delete this. Just put demo, delete, and let me add a single page, single blank page. Go to insert. I go to insert a blank page. Okay, and then I come to insert again, and I add a page part on the heading. Let us say I place it right here. I drag it and I place it right here. Fix it. Cool. And here I have the border. Border. On insert border, I pick this one. It's I really use. It'll just give you this much. You have to select it and drag it, depending on how thick you want it, how long you want it. Once it is placed, I copy this, Control C, Control V, and I bring it at the bottom. Okay, and to see how does it look like, I can press Control P. It will give me a preview of print all page, and I go to second. This is how it looks like right now. Over here I'm maneuvering my pages. Let me go back. Title text. This is title is going to Cambodia. Subtitle yearly corporate biking. Okay, and here I want to insert a link. So I select this and I click on link, and I want link is www.google.microsoft, right? Bing.com, and I click on OK. Now if somebody will click on this, they'll go to that page. So you see a hand icon has come. If I click on it, it will take me, it will open Bing. So it opened Bing right here. Minimize this. So this is how we insert a hyperlink. It also gives me to insert a calendar. If I just select here and I am under insert. So I showed you how to insert various options. Now if I click on calendar, I want this month's calendar, and there are various options available. I'm going for holiday now, and I want this. Maybe only this page I'm going to use as a flyer, and I will highlight these that we are going for a holiday. I select this, I go to home, and I fill in some color. Maybe I will just highlight that as red. These guys, like the entire team is on holiday. I make it bold. holiday, right? Going to Cambodia. I put in the dashboard, done. Now let us say if I want to insert some shape, let me add one more blank page. Insert page. Now I want to insert symbol and shapes. I come to insert, and we have couple of options over here. If I click on it, I have arrow, triangle, rectangle, rhombus, arrow. You might want to take a look. I go to shape again, and these are quite tricky options. So you can actually click on this little arrow and drag it and make it like the way you want it. Or I can just take it like this. Edit shape, edit the point. How do you want to change it? I want it like this. So there are various options available under shape. It completely depends upon you. How do you want to use it? I am building some NPS flyer, and I put a happy face that my NPS is good for. I put all these faces and put the client name next to it, right? So it completely depends upon you how you're going to use it. Let me check another option. Page part we just showcased. All right, we are done with most of the things that I wanted to cover in this session. In the next session, we'll be covering few more things. We have covered majority of the things that you require on day-to-day basis. All right, guys. See you in the next session. This is Devansh. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. This is Devansh. This is our fourth session on MS Publisher training. Let's check what we have covered till now. We had a detailed walkthrough, including the backstage and ribbon. Then we covered a couple of things in the home tab, like how to delete, insert, or move a page, how to jump from one page to another page, various options in formatting, alignment, general options like find replace, how to use Painter for back-to-back painting, bulleting, numbering. And then we moved on to insert, which was kind of a long training session for us, where we checked how to insert the business information, header, footer, text box, various options that are available in text box from publishing point of view, table and how and when to use table, pictures, captioning it, correcting, cropping, how to group, ungroup, or create save an object like a picture. What is the scratch area and how efficiently we can use the scratch area, how to use publisher for creating an advertisement like a print advertisement for flyer and stuff. We also checked how to insert a hyperlink, how to add a shape and page parts, how to add a border. uh, I think in the last session we missed out how to insert an object and equation, symbol and equation. These three things, let me highlight that so that I don't forget it to cover in this session. And an object. Okay, object is not even mentioned in the syllabus, but let me cover how to insert an object. In this session, we will be checking what are the options we have available in the page design. So let me cover symbol, equation, and object, and then we will move ahead. Let me go to the publisher. Let us say we are on a page with a text box, and I want to insert uh, an object. So if I need to insert an object, let me create a new page itself. Insert a page, just one page, and I want to insert a text box. I insert a text box. Now, as soon as I insert a text box, I have a contextual tab open, which is text box. In the text box, I have this option. Let me go to shape format, and I have options to rotate it over here or fix my width and height. But if I want to insert a symbol, I come directly to insert and I click on insert, and which symbol do I want? If I want C, I can come here and type that. Let me do Control A, go to home, increase the font size to 28. So back to insert, here I have various options for symbols: euro, beta, alpha, beta, gamma, mu. Now let us say that I want to insert an object. So I can click outside. My object can be outside the text box. I can click outside. I click on object. Now it is asking, do I need to create a new object or do I need to create it from a file? I say that I want it to create it from a file. This is the by default directory link. I click on browse because my file is located on, let us say, this is my file. I double click on this. How do I want my file? I want my file to be present or to be visible as an object. So I want to insert it as an icon. So I click on this, display as an icon. And do I want this icon, or let me see what are the other options available. So this is by default for Word. This is the current one. I can pick something from the option which is available. Oh, I like this, little more colorful. I pick this and I click on OK. So icon is changed and I click on OK. Let's wait. Okay, now my file is inserted. If I want to drag it and place it in some corner, I can place it right over here. Now, if I double click on it, my Word file which we have inserted, that will open. I'm not going to demo it because it will take a couple of seconds. All right, now moving ahead, margin. Now, if I need to fix the margin, let me directly go to the page design. So margin option is available on couple of places. Even if you go to print, you have the margin available, which we had briefly touched upon earlier. But let me check over here. So I have couple of preset margins available by Microsoft, right? But let me say I want to customize it, and I see that currently I have this margin which is set left 2.54, left, right, top, bottom. I want to reduce it to 1. Now when I reduce it to 1, you see this blue line over here, it will go close to the border. Let me press 1 and I hit tab so that I jump on to the next one from left to right. You see this blue line goes close to the border of the page. I hit 1 again. I want right margin also 1 and I hit tab, so this also goes to 1. I press 1 again, I hit tab, and I press again and I hit tab. Now you see we have set the margin which goes very close to the bottom of the page. It depends what kind of flyer, what kind of advertisement, or how you are using your publisher, what kind of template or what kind of document you're going to create. Now, if you remember, we had discussed a two-page master. Now, right now we are setting the margin for one page. If I check this, it's a two-page. Now, this border, it is 1 centimeter from the page border and 1 centimeter from the page border, which means from one border to the another border, I have 2 centimeter available. But what if I want to increase it? I can increase, I can click here. If you see, it is separating inside. It is separating for both, it is separating on both the end. It's not at one end, right? Let me make it 5 and I hit tab. Outside is this and this. So if I press 5 for outside also, you see how it will change. You see, So I set 5 for outside, 5 for inside, but 5 for outside is too much, so I'll just set it to 1 itself. And top and bottom, I want 1, but for inside, let me keep it just 3. Okay, this is how we use 2-page master. For grid guides, now how many columns do I want? On page 1, and this is page 2, but if I change it to 2, I have I have 2 column. It's a 2-column page, right? I can do it other way also, which we had already discussed in our previous training. And this is one way of setting column for both the pages. 2-column page. And what is the spacing that I'm looking for? I can increase the spacing from here, right? Let me keep it 1. And row guides. Right now it's just 1 row, right? If I increase it to 2, this is how it's going to be. 3, 4. Add center guide between column and rows. I don't require that. Let me click on OK. Base guides. This is for spacing and offset. So let me give you a demo by increasing. This is especially when you want to write something and you want to give it for printing and publishing and you want it to be very accurate. This is when we use the spacing and offsetting. Now let me click on OK, and this is how it's gonna be. So we covered margin. Now this is orientation. I want my page to be in, this is portrait, and if I want to print a photo or something, and if that is in horizontal, I click on landscape. Right? There are a few other options which are available. So let me click on size. It also depends upon that what kind of page do we have available. Do we have an executive page? Do we have uh, a legal page available? And if I click on guide, so we have a couple of inbuilt guides. I want division of 4, and I want it to be checkered because I want to put a couple of names and I want to print just one page with a couple of names, or for high performing people for monthly report. So I'll just use this. The guides, it has a couple of inbuilt margins available, which will help us instead of creating on our own. Now, let us say I go back to this and I go to insert and I pick a page part. Let me pick this. Okay. Now, I'm just creating a demo for you guys. Let me remove this text box. We don't need this. And I go to page design. I have a couple of schemes available. Let me put this, or let me put something this. So everything around it, if you pick a scheme, let me put this pink one. If you pick a scheme, everything around it will change automatically. Let me put a background, pink background. But now let me change my scheme to Bluebird. You see my background will automatically change, right? Because I have picked up a scheme, paper. So it changed the scheme. So this is how we need to use the inbuilt scheme. Inbuilt schemes, I always suggest everyone or recommend everyone to use the inbuilt scheme because these are well researched, predefined schemes which are available. So this is how we need to use that. All right, I think we covered everything over here. I'm not covering font because we had already covered. Just like, but let me spend a few seconds. So just like our schemes, there are few font sizes which or styles which are predefined. Now, if you're creating a kind of advertisement, you might want to use this because these are kind of predefined and well defined. It goes hand in hand. It's just like you see Cosmic Science bold, and then this will be your header, and this will be your text, Cosmic Science MS. So this is how it will look like. So I can pick up I can pick up, I need not to individually change this and this. If I pick up a font scheme, it will automatically change everything on that page, right? All right, guys, thank you so much. This is Devansh. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Hi, everyone. This is Devansh. Welcome to the fifth session, and this will be the last session on Publisher. We have almost covered everything. I won't be walking back again on this. Um, there are a few options which I wanted to cover on View. View is basically when you want to have a different, when you want to see different things, and or when you want to see the same thing differently, right? So I'll be covering these options that we have available. We are by default in normal mode, which means that we'll be seeing just one page, right? But if you want to say see two pages, like two-page spread, just like in a book, I can come to view over here in the tab. In the ribbon, I have this fourth option, two-page spread. This we had covered in the previous session also, where we discussed how to increase or decrease, spread out the margins. So this is a two-page spread. You see, after the very first page, every other page is spread in two page. Now, I already have my guides open. If I click on guide, you see these borders over here. We can increase or decrease the margin just by going in page design and margins over here. We had discussed this. This is the baseline. Now, the reason why I showed you the baseline, let me come to view. Just like guides, we have baselines over here. If I click on baseline, you see I have the baseline lines open. Sorry, baseline baselines visible. If I uncheck that, it just go up. Now, even if I have the baselines like visible, and if I print it, my guides of baselines will not be printed. It's just for us to help while preparing the publishing document. In the same way, let me undo the baselines. In the same way, I can see the boundaries. If I click on boundaries, it will show me my headers and footers boundaries. You see on both the pages, I see my headers and footer boundaries. If I click on fields, I don't have that available right now. And my left and right area, the scratch area, if I uncheck that, I don't see the icons or the pictures which I had inserted over here or placed over here in the scratch area is not available anymore. But if I bring them back, scratch area, I'll have it back available. Okay. Graphic manager. This is on the right side. So I have a couple of options available from the graphic manager. I don't have a picture right now available. Otherwise, it if I come to picture, this is the one that we are seeing. If I click on this, this is the picture on the scratch area. Now, I want to see 100% of the page. Let me go back to the single page and let me select this page. I want to see 100% of the page. Give me a moment. Let me remove this picture from the scratch area. And if I click on 100, let me remove the graphic manager. And this is my 100% page. You can see it at the bottom, it shows 100%. But when it is 100%, we cannot see it completely. That's why in the view, we have whole page. If I click on whole page, it will show me whole page, which is just 37%. You also see 37% over here. If I click on page width, it will just increase the width of the page. I again go back to whole page. Arrange all cascade. This is basically when I have more than one publishing document open. I can click here and I can see, but right now it will not work, just like the field did not work because I don't have multiple pages open. This is my border. What's doing here? Cascade. So I have only two pages or two files open. One is the Word file, one is the published file. So it cascaded and it's showing both. Arranging all, it's basically if I have two publishing document open, I will be able to arrange both of them side by side or vertically how I want it. All right, guys. Hope this training was helpful. It will help you do 90% of your job on in your office day-to-day work requirement, right? The objective of all my training is to make sure that you are from beginner to advanced level within 2 hours, be it Excel, PPT, MPP, or Visio, or Publisher, Word, or Power BI. Each and every training I've covered within 2 hours. Okay, thank you so much. This is Devansh. Bye bye.